Okay guys, straight into game number 2 in the best of 5, the final match that we have today. JaeDong versus Bomber. JaeDong using his barcode ID on the Korean server here. To the bottom left we have here at the WEC Qualifier the Zerg player losing it in the first game against the Terran. To the top right, losing 20 drones in the early game of all things. That was kind of where his downfall began. Bomber with a 1-0 in the series. And actually I think JaeDong did a pretty good job considering that he was this far behind. If you lose 4 of your queens, this many Zerglings, I think he lost like 40, and then also of course those 20 drones this early in the game, you're pretty much screwed. Like, you're in an absolutely horrible spot, and JaeDong nearly brought it back. What finally put the nail in the coffin was of course not only Bomber's micro and macro, but also that +3/+3 that he just had over his opponent. Really well played by the Terran player there, but JaeDong very resilient in the match, always trying to just wait for an opportunity when he can pounce back. And he did actually not do all that well, it's just Bomber didn't really give him a big opening. This time we have the hatch first for JaeDong, putting that down already. Bomber is heading straight into the gas, going into more of a Reaper build apparently. So we have him with the all at the front, already the barracks. In the last game he opened up without Reaper, he went straight into the Marines at the beginning. And let's see how we are going to... Well, first of all, one of the things I want to mention is that on a 2-player map, of course, it's going to be much easier for JaeDong to get the Overlord in position, to get the scouting off. Like, he struggled a bit with that in the last game. Don't really want to call it struggling, because he could have sent out the second Overlord. He chose to just stay behind with it, and he does the same thing again, and it's just for safety reasons. Safety first, that's exactly what JaeDong does here. Girls are going to love it, because right now we're having him with a good sight on what's going on there, and SCV cannot really sneak past there and then drop maybe a bunker. So he knows that even if there is some kind of proxy play, he will be able to see it. He's not gonna lose to something like that. So I like that move quite a lot. To the left side of the map, what we currently have here is gas, also taking again for JaeDong, for the earlier speed. We have at the top right now not only the first Reaper being built, but also mules being called down with orbital, the command center taken, second Reaper. Is it going to be a second Reaper? No, it goes for the reactor instead, and will then try to just position some Marines down here. You want to protect this SCV. This SCV is one of the reasons why a few Zerg players will still go into an earlier pool against Terran, just trying to circumvent the Reaper, go straight for the SCV and take it down, delay the expansion for as long as possible, or just leave on Terran players, either go for a few Marines as a defense or leave a second Reaper behind, unless they want to play it greedy. So Bomber now with the Reaper and the scouting information, getting those in. We have Zerglings out there already, and the Queen is not far off. On creep, the Reaper is not faster than the Zerglings, so on creep he can't really contest them. Off creep, it's a bit of a different story, but the Queens are going to be there in a second, and as you can see, JaeDong playing this really well with those 2 drones, just immediately rally to the left, away from the Reaper, waiting for the Queen to approach, and the Queen is already there to push the Reaper back. So it's all good in the hood for JaeDong, and to the top for Bomber, it couldn't be better. He gets his command center completely into the game. There are no Zerglings that somehow snuck by, nothing attacks his SCV. So it's not gonna be one of those builds or one of those games where he has to just somehow send more SCVs down, defend against the Zergling run by, anything like it. We've seen Terran players actually lose to that right at the beginning, having to cancel a command center even, or losing several SCVs to a move like that. And if that happens, you might as well just throw the game, because you know that you're going to be so far behind that there is no way you're going to get back into the match unless your opponent screws up later on as well. Early, not super early third base, but pretty at the 6-minute mark. Pretty normal here actually for JaeDong if you want to get that early third out there. Gas has also been used to get that speed upgrade into the game. That is now finishing. That will help those Lings a lot to just jump in here. And he could take down that Reaper. The 2 Hellions are a different story though, that are just waiting on top of that ramp. Because if JaeDong tries to go for that run by, yeah, he's going to find himself in a bit of an awkward spot there. We are going into 5. Does he get the SCV? Yep, he gets the SCV. 1 SCV for Reaper, for Zergling. We're going to take that trade any day. 25 minerals against 50. So, the one thing that we're seeing again is 5 Queens. 5 Queens. Bomber did a lot of damage in the last game against 5 Queens. This time we have him with an earlier Starport and the Medivac on the though, and that will allow him to just drop a bit more, which can be great on this map if you drop in the main base. We also see him with an armory, so it looks more like we're going to see a few Hellbats in this game. And Hellbat pushes can be absolutely brutal. triple queen right at the front. This time he's not going to only keep 2 there, he's keeping 3 there. We have also the number of Zerglings again, but the problem is really that if Bomber goes straight into a push with Hellbats, Zerglings are not really going to help him with that. If you get enough Hellbats in and then you just start moving in there with Marines and Hellbats, good luck with Zerglings. Like, that's just not going to cut it. Zerglings are not designed to take down Hellbats, especially when they have a bit of support with the Marines in the back. It just doesn't help. So, we have the Zerglings also rushing into the left. Wow, he gets the Overlord there. So he gets an Overlord, supply blocks the Dong. The Dong is supply block. More Zerglings are being built. He catch those out before the supply block hit. But now he can't use anything else than that. We have a Spine Crawler there. That Spine Crawler isn't done yet, though, already taking some damage. Yeah, gets in. He can use the Transfuse, but he doesn't have a lot of Transfuse energy. Transfuse is basically done now, and the Zerglings are already in, but the Marines are doing the damage. The Spine Crawler is still alive. He got another Transfuse off. Oh my god! And the counter-aggression at the top, I mean, I don't even get the chance to click on that, takes down Bomber there. The clutch Transfuse in the end, the Queen just reaching the 50 energy that she needed, gets another Transfuse off, the complete body block there. Oh my god, like, he really was able to make that work. I thought he could snipe that a bit faster, and the counter-aggression takes down Bomber's economy. Wow. That game was like fast and sweet, with Bomber losing the match, and therefore we have a 1-1 situation with the third game coming up next.